Welcome back to another episode of Sound Pals Go to the Movies. Sorry for the late upload. A few things happened. Let's get back to it. Today I'll be reviewing the movie Bring Her Back. So just a fair warning, there's going to be spoilers up ahead, so you've been warned. A brother and sister uncover a terrifying ritual at the secluded home of their new foster mother. So let's begin with my first pro. I enjoyed the way Danny and Michael shot their second film. There were times that I felt as if that shot was done so well to convey a point, and sometimes it didn't hit the point until later, but they were done with purpose versus just to be artsy or edgy like the film Hurry Up Tomorrow. For example, in this film, when the brother and sister arrive to the foster home, there's a shot where the camera zooms out. We see that the shot was framed on the brother and sister, but it was through the garden stone shaped as a circle. This at first means nothing, just seems a little bit artsy and cool, till later when we see the white circle around the house and also see Laura doing circles on Oliver's head, and then boom, it hits you and you are like, now I get that shot. Other shots are just really nicely presented and done well with the framing, color, tone, and just overall keeping with the topic of water, and they do it so well. So yeah, that was a big pro for me. Next pro, the acting of Piper by Sora Wong and Andy by Billy Barat. They were great alone, but they also had this great genuine chemistry when they were on camera together, and they really sold their role of brother and sister. Also, let's not forget about Laura, played by Sally Hawkins, and Oliver, played by Jonah Phillips. I mean, Sally is unhinged in what we see her doing, but Oliver had maybe like 2 lines in the whole film, so he played his acting silently very well in a creepy way. But I mean, that's what we want to see, right? Like, this is what I really want to see in scary films. This sort of acting to show the point that silence is really creepy, and actors to show us what they're capable of without sound. Next pro, the topic at hand about grieving and letting go. We see it through multiple points of view. We see it from Piper's point, Andy's point, who have both lost a father, but they don't grieve the same way, and that's due to Andy hiding something about his father. Also, we have Laura, who lost a daughter, and she is not letting go or doesn't want to accept that she is gone, and is doing everything she can to bring her back. That is something that you can link to the steps of grieving, which also includes denial before acceptance. But here it's presented in a different way, and it fits in the film. Next pro, the gore or blood scenes when Oliver bites the knife, or when he is biting the wooden counter, or the skin eating, or him biting Laura's arm, or he is eating the dead body of Laura's daughter, Kathy. All these scenes were creepy, and it felt weird looking at it, but at the same time, it comes with the territory of the film. Also, how much Oliver would bleed, and everybody was just like, oh, hey, yeah, let's just patch him up. But bro, that was a lot of blood. And some people would say it was a little bit too far, but I think it just fit the right tone of the film. The visual imagery of Oliver being prepped for the ritual and him consuming things around to get ready and having that belly, and his way of moving around was what really got me focused on the story, and how Laura evaded everybody pointing fingers at her, and she just turned it around and directed it to somebody else, like Andy. This was not just a horror film, but a film about Piper and others being gaslit into believing Andy is crazy. And now let's move on to my cons. I know that the film is about Laura bringing her daughter back from the dead with a ritual that is recorded on tapes, but we also have a backstory with Piper and Andy, and here is where the film was not as clear as some would have liked it to be. I got that Andy was being beaten by his dad since he was a small child. After his dad remarried Piper's mom, then Andy saw how his father would treat Piper, and then Andy would get beaten by his father but never get mad at Piper. So he takes it out on Piper at age 8, I believe. He had an incident where he hit her, but somehow Piper doesn't recall that. Maybe it was because she was small or she blocked it out of her mind, but it happened. This is why we see that Andy being super protective of Piper, because he grew to accept the fact that it's not her fault and the fault lies on the father. Okay, so yeah, I got that. And here's where people, after my showing, had a few questions, and I overheard them say that some people thought that Andy was being touched by his father. I can see why people would be confused, because Andy did tell Laura his father never touched Piper the way he did him. We also see Andy wetting the bed, and then we see he can't shower without thinking of his dad. And Laura, during the wake, pushes Andy to kiss his father on the lips by saying that's how you do it, which she also ends up doing, and also taking some hair, which is kind of creepy. Some will take it as he was hit by the dad and now has trauma from seeing his dead dad in the shower. But then others will jump and say, hey, the dad touched the son son, and maybe it happened in the shower. That's why he has trauma of taking a shower. Okay, I am here to say that Andy was not touched by the father, but I do see how people can jump to that conclusion. And I will say, if you focus on the trauma, why not just clear it up by having him dream about it at least once before he wakes up to notice that he has peed himself. Also, I would have liked it if we got to see more of how Laura got the tapes, or having a notebook outlining the methods that she has already done and how she came upon Andy and Piper being the best fit for the ritual. That would have been a nice addition to the film to explain it to the viewers. Next con, I just can't believe that Andy died the way he did. I would have wanted him to at least fight back and then sacrifice himself to save Piper, and before then just say grapefruit to show Piper that he really cared and somehow try to redeem himself in her eyes. And somehow that would have made Laura snap back and see that what she was doing was wrong. But we also got that snap when Piper called out mother or mom as Laura tried to drown her. And then she did have that what am I doing kind of thing after that, and accepting the fact that her daughter was dead. So my grade for this film is going to be a 7 out of 10. I enjoyed the film and how they shot it, but some things I would have wanted to be explained a little more. I saw this more as a cautionary film of how people manipulate things to make others look bad while they are doing bad things behind the scenes. Also, I wanted to say that all the acting was really amazing and came through with the actors in the film, and this is a great example of how characters can stand out in films even if they're sharing the screen with others. And this being the second film for the directors, I gotta say I am actually looking forward to what's coming up next for them. So that does it for this review of Bring Her Back. Please join us next time where we're going to review Materialists.
Not gonna marry him, are you?
Why not?
Because he's good looking and rich. Probably doesn't have roommates.
Please like, comment, and subscribe. You can find our social media links below. And like always, keep watching movies.